Good morning, third English students. Now, the next topic is television. Okay, so today's video is on the topic television. This video is a short video. Okay, doesn't matter though it is a short video. And so the topic is history of television and history of television in the world. Okay, so next video we will discuss history of television in India. Okay, this video is on the topic history of television in the world. Okay, so the first point here is experiments in TV were initiated during 1920s in US and in Europe. Okay, so television. Okay, so the word television was coined before the invention of television itself, and they experimented in 1920s. In 1920s itself, they experimented in US and in Europe, but they failed to invent television. Okay, so that's what happened in 1920s. They attempted to invent television in 1920s in US and in Europe, and but the scanning disc did not scan the pictures enough. Okay, so they made it through scanning disc. Okay, so through the scanning disc they tried to project the picture, but they failed to do it. Okay, and in 1923, with the invention of iconoscope, that means picture tube, that is also called as TV tube. Okay, so in 1923 they invented iconoscope, that is picture tube or TV tube, and with the invention of this iconoscope, that is picture tube, and the real television began to be evolved. Okay, so and immediately they invented home receivers, that is antenna. So after the invention of iconoscope, they immediately invented home receivers, and by that telecast could be possible, they invented. Okay, so thus the TV was invented, and by 1930s, National Broadcasting Corporation had set up a TV station in New York. So by 1930s, National Broadcasting Corporation had set up a TV station. Okay, in New York. So in New York, National Broadcasting Corporation had set up a TV station. Okay, so that was part of radio station. So they made radio station, along with radio station they made a TV station, and slowly and steadily BBC also made a TV station. Okay, they also began to regularly telecast programs, especially news. News was predominantly the most important program initially. Okay, and that too not for common people, for ordinary public, that people were not aware of it. Okay, likewise radio also, that was the situation. Radio was not invented for the luxury of people, for the benefit of people. For army, especially for ships, to communicate from one ship to another ship, radio was invented. That was invented as well as used. But later on, for news and for entertainment purpose, radio was used. Similarly, this was the situation. So to communicate, especially in army, okay, for army people, when they want to conquer other countries, those days they did not have cell phones. Okay, so they used television. Okay, so in a box they had television, and by that they can they have antenna, they have a television box. So by that they can what are the instructions from the general or government to the soldiers. Okay, so for that purpose television was used, but at the same time to spread news also, to disseminate news also, television was used. But in the Germany and France. Okay, so first in New York and then in England, the BBC also opened a TV station, and then in Germany and France, those countries also established TV stations. Okay, but Hitler, okay, Hitler, the leader of Nazi party, he took up the idea that Nazi party political ideas could be propagated through television. Hitler got the idea that Nazi party's his own ideas could be propagated through television. Okay, and he wanted to prove the world that Germany is a great nation. Okay, so first he used Hitler was first to give different dimension to television. Okay, so I have my idea, I have my own philosophy and principle. This principle could be easily propagated to people using television. So this idea was first formulated in the mind of Hitler, and in 1936, Hitler was first to telecast Olympic Games on TV. Okay. So because 1936, the Olympic Games is conducted by Germany, and Germany is a great nation, and Germans' skills in Olympics. So there he began to telecast the Olympic Games through television. Okay, and that was enlightened the whole world. So the television purpose is not for the army or spreading news, even for sports and other purpose also, and to propagate one idea for entertainment, television is used. Okay, so 1936 Olympic Hitler telecast 1936 Olympic event, that opening ceremony and closing ceremony, all the events he began to telecast. That was a landmark in television. Whole world was shocked by that. So, and everybody understood that television is not only for spreading news for the army people, for entertainment purpose and to propagate an idea, to weave sports event or other events. So for this purpose also television could be used. Okay, and by 1940s and 50s, television became an important commodity for the rich people. Okay, the most highest rich and affluent, they had this television. Ordinary people, middle class people as well as poor people cannot afford. Even upper middle class, even rich, not even rich, rich and affluent, highest level in the society, they got the television. And then TV became more and more popular. TV got more and more popularity. Okay, and slowly and steadily, all the developed nation, they had their own television and TV station. In all the developed nation, the highest, the rich class alone can afford to television. Okay, and 1948, 41 TV stations covering 23 cities were opened, and within a decade, 533 stations and 55 million receivers happened. Okay, in America and Canada, Japan, and other countries also, they had their own TV stations. In 1963, satellite communication dawned. Okay, Early Bird. The satellite's name is Early Bird, and that was the first satellite just for sake of telecasting TV programs. The Early Bird, the satellite early bird was sent in 1962 for the purpose of telecasting television programs. Okay, and then Intersat and Interspark in 1965, 1971, Intersat in 1965, and Sputnik, INTERSPUTNIK, okay, in 1971. Those satellites were also sent for the beneficial of TV viewers. Okay, and by that TV became an important commodity for human beings. Okay, so Marshall McLuhan says because of television, the world has become a village. It's a kind of global market. Okay, and later sophisticated transmission technique were introduced. Computer and fiber cable technology were introduced in TV. And today we have, and then VCR, video cassette recorder, that was also introduced, and cable TV, DTH, HD TV, TV is continued to the technologies in TV continue to be improved. Okay, so still even today, even 2022, TV is not become has not become an ordinary commodity in all the houses. Okay, that is the reality. Unanimously in all